Manamana dee dee dee. Manamana dee 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 dee. Ooh, I got a lot of static. Dee 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 dee. Na 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 na. The weird hair. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday Live. It's Tuesday Live. Tuesday Live. It's Tuesday Live. Woo, woo, do, 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 do. Oh, I heard my own self. Hello, hello. I feel like I'm not. I feel like I'm in a weird place here.
You're in a good place.
Not in a weird place emotionally, but just in a weird place behind my counter today. But you're saying I'm good. I'm in a good place. You're in a good place. I'm centered. La 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 la. Dee 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 dee.
Oh wait, is it backwards? There, too far. Come back a little.
All right, everybody.
Okay, close enough.
Hello, my crafty friends, and welcome to Tuesday Live. Do we have Leanne? Are you here? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Is everything good on YouTube and 2 Facebook locations and all of that stuff? Hey, for those of you who are not watching or don't watch on YouTube, if you go over to the YouTube channel and you like, subscribe, hit the bell, you will get a notification whenever I'm on live on YouTube. For those of you who are new and got an email today and you clicked to try and get into the show, but it takes you to the wrong page on YouTube. So if you just click on the live tab, I think that's where you need to go if you're on YouTube and watching things live. So how are our eyeballs? Oh, look, there's Leanne. She's here. Welcome back, Leanne. I hope you had a fabulous trip. We're glad that you're back with us today. Okay, so how are the eyeballs looking, Suze?
They're popping on.
Hey. So one of the things I wanted to talk about briefly today before we get started with your questions are a few items that we have put on sale today because specifically I was going to talk about them. And they are what I kind of called teach an old product a new trick. So the first thing I want to talk about is, and I guess I probably should have put the rotating design board on that special too. But I'm going to, so glitter paste, super fun. If you don't have it, if you haven't tried it, it's just like embellishment paste, I guess, except that it's glittery. How is that relative to teach an old product a new trick? Let's see if this one's open. I might have to pull the lid off this or get a different one. Actually, I am going to get a different one because what I want to do is I want to talk about, that one's good to go. This is not really a good color combination, but these are 2 that I have right handy. So I'm going to have Susie click to the overhead in just a second. So, so I want to give you a tip about using your rotating design board when you're using glitter paste or embellishment paste, right? So, or I guess not a tip, but I want to kind of is a tip. Okay, so if you go to overhead, Susie.
It's already there.
Oh, she's already there. Okay, so rotating design board. Woo woo. What did I do? I clipped the stencil under the clip, and this is going to help you keep your project, your stencil down. But I also used just a sticky note. This is a shut your flap tab, actually. Put it on the back of the piece of paper that I'm going to use that I'm going to use glitter paste with. And then I'm going to clip them all down with my big clip. And so the shut your flap tab allows me to clip the paper down, right? But I can also get to the edge. So when you're doing something like this, you want to get all the way around the edges. That's where this rotating design board is really, really helpful, because if I'm going to work with something like glitter paste, which if you haven't worked with this, it's really, really fun to work with. I'm not really going to do the best job ever here, but you can see I'm able to get all the way to the edge, right? And now I want to get some on this side. This is where the rotating design board is so key. I should have used red. I could have had red, white, and blue here. So there's some tricks to using glitter paste, right? See how I'm scraping it off and it's only leaving glitter in the holes? So you definitely want to play with it a little bit so that you get the coverage that you want. I did also put a piece of paper underneath my rotating design board. I mean, underneath my project. There it is. So I didn't get my rotating design board too terribly sticky. Now I got this pink, which is kind of not going to be the best color. But now if I want to blend those colors in, right, it's easy to move it around when you're using that rotating design board to add that other color, get to the other corners. Okay, so you're probably thinking, okay, Tiff, the rotating design board isn't on special day, so why are you talking about it? Because the thing that is on special is teaching old dog a new trick. So you can see where the holes aren't filled in, like dots. That's one of the nice things about this. You can really see where you're missing or what you're missing. So it's easy to fill in too, right? And fill in those dots and then scrape it off, right? Okay, so I'm not mastering glitter paste today. That's not my mission. Okay, so now I can take this off. I can lift this up. So I've got the paper, right? So that allows me to lift this stencil up while I hold down using this, the underneath piece, okay? And now I can pick up the underneath piece. Also, I have my stencil here that I don't want to set on my, I'm going to put it right here though. Right, so now this sticky note, the Shut Your Flap tab, works so I can hang on to this. But here's the old dog new trick thing. One of the problems with glitter paste is, I want to get my cord in there. You might can you go back to the regular camera? One of the problems with glitter paste is it takes a long time to dry, but not if you are using your embossing station, right? So now you can turn, my thing isn't plugged in here, but now I can turn this on and I can put it on low, especially if you have one like this. So this one has a very low setting, so it doesn't get super hot. And I can just leave that under there. And instead of waiting an hour or two for my glitter paste to dry, I can use my embossing station and turn this on and let it sit there for 5 minutes, and then it's going to be dry. So for those of you who don't have an embossing station, this works great for heat embossing as well. Same thing. You get the paddle, so you can move it around under that higher heat and bring up the embossing powder. But old dog new tricks, it is great for drying your glitter paste. So that is why the embossing station is in the old dog new trick Tuesday Tribe special today. So if you have not yet had a chance to play with glitter paste, it is so much fun. It's almost addicting. I mean, not almost. It is actually addicting. So it's really fun. Okay, so that's the first thing. That's an old dog new trick. Next thing that's in there are the magnetic strips. Now, these are left over from, I say leftover, that sounds weird. These were an additional purchase with the die file, which we no longer have. Someday we may have it back. I know somebody's going to ask, but we don't have it now. But these are awesome because they're self-adhesive on the back, and you can stick them anywhere that you work that you might want to. I've knocked over my phone. Anywhere that you work that you might want to stick a die while you're working with it, right? So something like this, if I put this magnetic strip right here, now I should probably have pulled out a die for this little demonstration. Let me see if I can grab one here. Of course, I'm not going to be able to find one in my little stash because, right, when you need stuff, if I didn't need it, I would have left it out all over the desk. That's what would have happened there. So let's grab one, right? So if this is stuck here, right, and I'm working with this die, I can stick it to the magnet. So while I'm using it, it's easy to get to. I have these on the ends of my work table because I usually work at one end with my Cricut or with my MIDI, which is the most common thing that I use. And that way I can stick whatever I'm working right to the edge of the table so I don't lose the dies that I'm working with. So these are a perfect little solution. Now, they're not super sticky. You're not going to be able to use them the same way you would use. I mean, they're not super thick magnetic, so they don't work like, really strong refrigerator magnets, but they are perfect to stick around. I know somebody had one like on the wall right next to her where she works, so she could stick the die she's working with there. And then someone else told me they had them stuck to the end of their IKEA cube. Same thing. That's right where they work. And so the nice thing about them is that because they're a strip, it's easy to pull that die off and on because you have that edge of the magnet. So in the old product, new tricks category today is that the magnetic strips, and that's why they're there. So you can use them for something like that. Okay, what else is in that category? Oh, this was a suggestion that came last week. No, I'm going to go back. Die stamp and supply organizer. Susie, can you hand me that right there? The one with all the tools in it? Yes. So the die stamp and supply organizer, which is what I have back here with embossing folders and stamps, this, and this, all of those products in it. This one is loaded up with tools. So if you are looking for a place to store the things that you want to have at hand, all the time, because this has the movable sections, I left this section empty so you could, so the little dividers go in each section. So you literally can configure it to fit whatever tools it is that you want to fit in there, right? You can make the sections bigger or smaller. So the die stamp and supply organizer is also a great place to keep and store the tools that you use all the time, right? It makes it easy to pull them out and put them back. And one of the things that I like is for using your brushes. Now people say, oh, you're going to get ink in your thing. That's okay. It's your craft room. Mess it up. Get it dirty. Get it inky. But it makes it easy. One of the problems with these brushes is the heads are so heavy on them, right, that grabbing them is difficult because of the different tools that are out there for storing them. But if you just put the head down, then it's easy to just grab it by the handle right out of your die stamp and supply organizer, use it and put it right back in. So it's great for those as well. So that is our number 3 product in the Old Dog New Trick category. So can I trade this back to you, Susie? Yes. And can I send you to the freezer and bring me what's the box that's in the freezer? So last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, someone said, hey, I'm using my Slide Stash and Store 5 and 6 in the freezer in my house. So if you have a freezer with double doors, you know that things get all stacked up in there, right? And then it's a battle to get them out. And so her suggestion was, I'm putting these in the freezer, and perfect. And if you can hand me the other one too with the toilet paper in it, that'd be great. Oh, it's chilly.
It is chilly.
I'm putting these in the freezer. So this is all just frozen vegetables, right? So she can just slide it in and slide it out. Pizza, same thing. Pizza boxes, if you have them. This is what I leave my husband when I'm not going to be home for dinner. It's his favorite thing. But instead of stacking things up, veggies on top of pizza on top of everything else, now you can just slide it in and out of your freezer shelf. They're lightweight and thin, so they don't take up a bunch of space. They don't have a weird lip on them that keeps you from maximizing the space either. Now, I don't have that kind of freezer. I have the kind with the pull-out drawers at the bottom. But this one fits perfectly in my pull-out drawer freezer. And again, it just keeps all the vegetables straight up and down instead of stacked up. So it's easy for me to get them in and out. All right, Susie, back to the freezer with this. And then something that's not a new idea, but I have talked about, is just toilet paper storage under your bathroom sink. So these are the great big rolls of Costco toilet paper. You can only get 2 in the bottom there, but you can also put 2 more on top. If you use regular toilet paper, not the big fat rolls from Costco, you can get 3 rolls in, so you can get a total of 6 in the box. So just another use for that. And again, right under your bathroom sink is perfect storage for that. All right, so those are the things that are on special today. The Tuesday Tribe, 25% off, Teach an Old Product, a New Trick. That you'll find on the Tuesday Tribe tab of the website. And I'm going to try to talk about the things on there, little tips and tricks every week as we get started with Tuesday Live. All right. Next, so do you have some
I have a
questions?
question
Susie has a question.
from Terry Hager. Do you still carry the single and double Stampin' Store that holds the wooden stamps? Did it change its name or number?
Do you still carry the double-sided bag that holds the stamps? Yes, we do. I'm not sure that it's in stock. I don't have that list with me today, but for those of you who don't know, this is the double, right? So the tray's on the inside. We do carry it. I think it's in stock right now, actually, on our website, to be honest with you. If it's not, it will be. We're doing some packaging changes, which is what has slowed everything down in production. So I know it's frustrating when you get on and you can't find something and then you think, oh, it's not even showing up. Maybe it's discontinued. That's just a weird thing that's happening with the website. We have not discontinued either one of these products. If they're not there, they will be as soon as they come in. This is a single. I pulled this one out. Oh, here's all the stamps in it. Here's the single-sided, right? Similar to the double, only has one tray in it versus two. But it's also a great place to store your MISTI. I have a stamp scrub pad in here too. And then you're able to get everything vertically on your shelf. So it's upside down. So yes, we still make them if they are not live.
The single one is out of stock.
The single's out of stock. I think scrapbook.com probably has both of them though. It seems to me like they were available and at the US warehouse, and scrapbook.com doesn't like to be out of stock on things. So if our stock gets low, they buy as much as they can so that they can stay in stock on stuff. But neither one has been discontinued. If they're not showing up now, they will be as soon as things come in. There is a little bit of delay because we're repackaging everything, new packaging. So sorry about that. Okay, I need my glasses so I can read this. Penny says, what bag will hold about 10 Stampin' Up ink pads? 10 Stampin' Up ink pads will fit in the Sue Buddy bag. Why is my little stand not standing up? 10 Stampin' Up ink pads will fit in the Sue. So this is the Sue Buddy bag. I've got the older ones and the newer ones here on the top, but you're going to get 10 of them in the Sue Buddy bag, which I believe is a family of Stampin' Up inks, or it used to be. Michelle, any update on getting spinners back in stock? Oh, spinders. I bet it's supposed to be spinders. Yes, they are on the ship. I think the arrival date for those was either, trying to remember, I think mid to late June, they'll be back. Tara Willenbrock, do you have a suggestion for storing tall and short alcohol markers together? Storing tall and short alcohol markers together. So the problem, probably the Terry Buddy bag. Let's see here. So this is Terry, but when you say short, I'm assuming something along the lines of Copic is what we're talking about. And I think Terry is a little too tall for Copics. Let's try her out. Yeah, so Copics are the shortest ones. Short and tall together. They would definitely go in the Terry bag. But in terms of something that really was going to work for both heights and have the accessibility for both heights, I don't have a good solution. But I think one of the things that has sort of come up recently is other stuff that's multiple heights, like embossing folders and that kind of thing. So I'm going to write it down. I'm going to, unless something else magical pops into my head. Well, we're short and tall. And I will see what I can come up with or maybe create for that. But it's definitely something that's come up as well for things like embossing folders. So I've been putting a lot of thought into it over the last couple of days. With that said, quick show of, if you,
Barb found it. It's on the website and it is in stock, the double-sided bag.
oh, the double-sided bag is in stock on the TT website. Thanks, Barb. Woo, woo. I think she probably put up a link. Did she? She usually does. So check the feed. Is Barb watching on Facebook or YouTube?
Must be Facebook because
you're watching on Facebook. Okay, so Barb's watching on Facebook. We need to, and maybe Leanne could do that. I don't know, because if you're watching on YouTube, you don't see the posts that go up and the links that go up in Facebook. So I don't know if that's possible. Yeah, I don't know if that's possible for Leanne to copy and paste that, or if she has two screens open. I think she does, because she usually says, yes, you're on YouTube and Facebook, to copy those links over. That would be great. Okay, but what was I going to say? What was my, do you have suggestions for short and tall? Oh, there was something in my little brain.
I have another question.
Okay, Susie has another question.
Do you have any suggestions on which buddy bag or storage works for to store Stamps of Life folded dies?
Stamps of Life folded dies. Shoot, Stephanie and I just talked about those, and I'm pretty sure it's the Kirsten bag. Matter of fact, I think someone asked me. I'm going to look really quick on my text from Steph and see if I can quickly find that. I think I asked her that. A while ago, but I'm not sure if I talked to her about it or if it was on. No, shoot. I think they fit the 9x6. Again, in the Kirsten Buddy Bag, the 9x6 pockets and magnets. They might also work in the Katie Buddy Bag with the 8x5 pockets and magnets. And I'm assuming if Barb or Terry are on, or any of Stephanie's other fans, and they know, shoot, we just talked about that. But I think it's Kirsten or Katie. If you give me the dimensions on them.
What about the buddy bag with the 3-tier insert?
The buddy bag with the 3-tier insert, I'm assuming that is in regard to storing short and tall together. That is designed for really tall tri-blends. So even with the 3-tier insert, it's not going to be tall enough for Copics for the shorter ones, right?
Barb says she uses the Katie for the folded dies.
Oh, Barb uses the Katie, which is the 8x5 pocket, 8x5 magnet for the Katie for the folded dies. So look at Katie with the 8x5 pockets and the 8x5 magnets for that. I do have an announcement for the 8th, which is Thursday, June 8th at 7 p.m. Eastern time, which is 4 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to be on Paper Crafters Workshop. We're going to be talking about buddy bags. They have a sale going on for some totally Tiffany stuff. So there is a post on our social media, or a couple of posts on our social media, that will give you the link to come and watch the show and take advantage of the steals and deals that are going on there. Paper Crafters Workshop, I believe, is Canadian, which means for those of you who have trouble getting product in Canada, that is good for you, right? She's there in Canada, so she's going to have a full complement of products, and we're going to talk about them. So I hope you'll join us for that Paper Crafters Workshop. And again, there are links on the website to that as well.
Okay, I got a question. Just came in late and see the embossing stand. Is that a new stand?
The embossing stand is not a new stand. It is out because I was just showing people how to use it with glitter paste. So in the new product, new tricks, that is why it is out. If you do a lot of embossing and you don't have the embossing station, especially when you're doing things, multiple things that are kind of all the same. So this back rack right here, right? So if you do a lot of embossing, say you're making Christmas cards where you're making them all the same, the idea behind the back rack, let me pull some cards out of here, is that you can do your embossing, right? So you stamp the image, and then you put the embossing powder on it, and you shake the embossing powder off, and then you put it in this back rack. I'm sorry, doing it long way around. And then you do the next one and put that in the back rack, so that when you're ready to heat them all, you can just do them one right after another, right? It's just, and I have them in there backwards. Like obviously you would put them in so the page, so that is in the rack so it doesn't open up and touch the one underneath. But it works really great for embossing multiple items. Put them in that rack so you don't get your elbow in it or rub past it. And then when you're ready to actually do the embossing, you take them off one at a time, heat emboss them. Now they're finished. Heat emboss, heat emboss. So you can do it all very efficiently. So especially if you're doing multiple cards, like at Christmas time where we do them over and over again. So if you don't have an embossing station and you love, I haven't tried it with embellishment paste, drying embellishment paste. I don't see why it wouldn't work. I think the key for embellishment paste and glitter paste is to use the low heat setting and leave it far away, right? You don't want to use high heat and burn it because you want it to sit there. I didn't turn it on. Now I have glitter paste on my finger. You want it to sit there for, 4 or 5 minutes without burning the paper, just to dry your paste. So I have not tried embellishment paste, but I don't see why that wouldn't work either. And even glitter glue, right? Which is another thing that takes a long time to dry. So it might be a perfect way to dry that as well.
Okay, question. Okay. What is a good storage solution for Sizzix original dies and Big Kicks dies?
The Sizzix original dies are heavy and thick. And they're in a variety of different sizes. I think, and if Terry Wiegand is on, I think she has tackled this problem using probably the Edna bag, I think, where she just was able to kind of line them up in the Edna bag. It worked well. It depends on how many you have and how often you use them. You might be able to stadium them in the 6-level stadium arranger also. If you can give me the actual thickness of them. I had one around that I was using kind of as a test piece years ago when they were very, very popular. But it was going to depend on the size, and maybe the Leanne Buddy Bag is going to be a good fit as well. Without the actual dimensions, it's kind of hard for me to guess, but I would say, boy, if they're less than an inch thick, then if you can put them in the stadium, you would actually see all of them, which is always really nice. Or then, of course, the Buddy Bags, probably Leanne and Edna are going to be the best two. Again, it depends on the size.
Okay, this one should be easier. It's right up your alley.
Okay.
How many washi will fit in the 6-drawer storage unit? And how many units can you fit in a Calyx single cube?
In a Calyx single cube, you could probably fit, depends what you're doing with them. So I'm going to pull mine over here really quickly because I know exactly where they are. I have, as Susie was alluding to when she said this is right up your alley, I have a lot of them. So if you are putting them in a Calyx or Calyx cube, I have a problem. You can stack 3 or 4 of them on top of each other open, and then you have access to the drawers. Doing it upside down, right? So you can pull the drawers in and out. Add a little label to the drawer. Now you've got this wonderful little system that when you take it apart, if you're going to travel with it, you can just close it up and get out the door. So this is the 6th drawer storage and supply case. How much washi tape you can put in completely depends on how thick your rolls of washi tape are. So if I pull this one out, you can see that I've got this is probably 1.5 inches, 3/4 of an inch, 1 inch. So basically you've got, is it 8 or 9 inches here? I can't remember. Inside the drawer. Look at 8.5. So you have 8.5 inches of space in the drawer. So depending on, I'm trying to see if I have one that's got lots of little washi tape in it. No, they're all, depending on how thick the rolls of washi tape are that you have. Look at this one. this is 3 inches, right? So I got 3 inches, 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch. You're going to get 8.5 inches of washi tape, and it's just going to vary. This one is a little more like, so it's just going to vary by the width of it. Susie's finding
This one has a lot of little ones.
this one. Oh yeah, perfect. So this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this has 15 rolls of tape in it, but you can see they're all a variety of different sizes. So those of you who've been around for a while, you know, I have, is there 3 more of these over there, Susie?
Yeah.
So I have these 3, and then Susie's over there with 3 more, 6 drawers loaded with washi tape. So I do have a little bit of an addiction, but it's going to depend on how thick your washi tape is, what will fit in there. Can I give these back to you, Susie, and put them on top of those? Okay, and how many can you fit in a Calyx? Hang on a second. If you're going to stack them open, if I'm remembering correctly, the opening on a Calyx is 13 inches. So you are going to be able to get, that's just under 7. Yeah, or just under. Yeah, you're going to be able to get 5 stacked up comfortably inside your Calyx if that's what you're after. And you can put other things in them as well. And remember, you can stack the 2 drawers and the 4 drawers as well. When you're stacking them, so the 4 drawer has the center and has the side across, right? The 2 drawer only has the center support. The 6 drawer has 6 supports going up the center. So that's what makes a difference in the stack, right? So if you're stacking just 2 drawers versus 4 drawers versus 6, there's less support on each bag to hold the other bag on top of it. So keep that in mind as you're stacking. But you can stack all 3 drawer configurations up however you want until a certain point where there's going to be too much weight and it's not going to support it. So somewhere between 3, 4, and 5 bags stacked on top of each other, again, depending on what's in them. All right. Jeannie Colson, what buddy bag fits CTMH stamp pads? The Barbara buddy bag fits CTMH. Let's see if I have one down here. Nope. This is the old CTMH, and that is in the Irene buddy bag. And where's the... But Barbara will hold 10. I just have too many things going on here. Oh, I think it's packed up. I took it for a demo. Barbara will hold 10 of the newer ones, the magnetic ones. Irene will hold the older ones, the flip type. Yeah.
Okay. Can you provide an update on buddy bag for CM cutter?
A buddy bag for the CM cutter. I'm working on an oversized buddy bag collection, but I don't have any target dates. So sadly, I wish I did. I wish I could leak that out to you, but I don't even have a date at this point for when we might see those.
Okay. So Cindy Velasquez is asking, what do you recommend for storing Stampin' Up! Stamps in their cases?
Sorry, say that again.
What do you recommend for storing Stampin' Up! Stamps in their cases?
Stampin' Up! Stamps in their cases. Are you talking about the old wood Stampin' Up! Stamps in those cases, or are you talking about the new Stampin' Up! Newer? I don't know what kind of case they come in. I guess I remember the old wooden ones came in that clamshell type case, and the problem with those is that you can't stand them up because the way the clamshells were. But if you could tell me, and then they also made they made one that had like a little, it was a pocket with a little plastic flap on it. And I don't know, maybe that's still how they come. I haven't bought Stampin' Up! In a long time. So maybe if you are a Stampin' Up! User or demonstrator, you could tell me what they're currently coming in and what the dimensions are on them. And then I would be really happy to answer that question. My gut reaction on it is going to be probably the 6x6 fab file, if they're coming in the, if they're 6x6 size stamps, you could even go 5x7. And if the pockets are the plastic pockets, someone out there will know. Someone will be able to pipe in and tell us what that's made out of, or what they
I
have to
think
come
they're
in.
more in a DVD style case now.
Oh, DVD case. Buy a DVD holder. I don't think we make anything that's going to fit a DVD case and be functional, right? Yeah, I would look for something. I did have some in DVD cases a long time ago. I would look for just an open basket that's that size. I don't know what the dimensions are. Again, if you can give me the dimensions, even on the DVD cases, I'd be happy to tell you if we have something that's going to work for them. But without knowing the dimensions of it,
Okay.
I can hazard a guess. All right.
All right. Linda Nipple is asking, have you thought about putting a handle on the memento keeper?
It is on my list of possible changes, but we're not in the manufacturing phase for that. So I cannot confirm or deny if that idea is going to move forward. It's a little bit difficult to actually do it. I know, like, we thought about putting the slide in and out handles, but because the way the pages are connected, that makes that difficult. I mean, the like pockets on the inside, that makes that a little bit more difficult. So it's on the list, but honestly, I'm not sure when we're going to remanufacture those. So, but it may come back around. Connie is asking, what is the best option for storing embossing powders? For embossing powders, I really, really like the storage and supply cases. Specifically, I like the 12 by 12 6-drawer storage and supply case. It holds the heat tool and the embossing pens. You can put your embossing ink in there. I call it the flour sack. What is it for? It's for anti-static bag. All that stuff can stay together right there. If you don't want to keep all of those things together, maybe you're going to keep your heat tool and your embossing pens and your flour sack. Maybe you're going to keep them right here in this convenient little pocket on your embossing station. Any of the storage and supply cases are great. I put mine in upside down so I can see the colors of the embossing powder. But yeah, you could use maybe not this. Yeah, even I think the 6-drawer you could use, but the 2-drawer or the 4-drawer are going to work great for that as well. So if you want to keep everything together, the 12 by 12 6-drawer storage and supply case. If you're looking for something a little bit smaller, then I would look at one of the smaller 2, 4, or 6-drawer storage and supply cases, depending on how many you have, how many jars of embossing powder you have.
Okay. Question. Got a little of washi tape. What's a good for a smaller amount? Maybe 15 to 20.
Shelly. The Shelly Buddy Bag is probably the perfect option. So that's Shelly. Shelly was born for washi tape. So I think, and this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 rolls in there. Those are all about half-inch rolls. So yeah, Shelly's a good option.
Okay. Bobby Ann Day is asking, what would the memory Misty fit in? It is 13.75 by 14.
Nothing. The memory Misty. We don't have anything that big. Like I was just talking a few minutes ago, really large storage is on my list of things yeah. I mean, I definitely think there's a need out there for it. So I am looking at doing some larger storage items. One of the problems with doing larger things is shipping. So, but that's one of my biggest challenges, coming up with how to flat pack it so that we can ship it to you at a reasonable rate, because shipping is crazy. Crazy.
All right. Question. What size stash and store did you use for the toilet paper?
The number 6, I probably should have said that. I use the number 6 slide stash and store for the toilet paper and for the freezer stuff. I think the number 5 would also be a good option for the freezer, but sadly we are sold out of it at the moment. So it was supposed to be on sale today, but I guess we sold out of it over the weekend.
So back to the site stash and store. Linda Binder, something saying for the Stampin' Up stamps, what about the large slide stash and store? Would that work?
Probably not. I don't think it's wide enough for a CD case. If you wanted to put them in sideways, and it's 13 inches deep, and I'm guessing that a DVD case is around 6 by 6. So it's not wide enough. I mean, obviously we have the 6 by 6 paper handler and the 6 by 6 fab file, and the 6 by 6 paper taker, and you could put them into those, but I don't think it would be there. You would just need too many of them, unless you only have, if you've only got 6, then that's a solution. But most of us who stamp have a few more than 6 stamps. So yeah, I think it's more quantity, and if the exact dimensions of it would be helpful, and I could maybe make a better recommendation, but yeah, I don't think they'll fit in there.
Cheryl Jones is asking, are there different options for storing ribbon?
Cheryl Jones, different options for storing ribbon. Depends how much ribbon you have. So I love ribbon in the Edna or Merle bag. I have mostly this size, right? So this is kind of the common size for Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, kind of the basic holiday ribbon collections that they sell, which is mostly what I have. If you have bigger spools of ribbon, then a bigger bag like the Leanne Buddy bag is going to work for those bigger spools. Again, totally depending on the size. I am not a ribbon junkie. I mean, I have probably, 6, and they're kind of divided up either by color or by theme. So, right. So there's Valentine's Day ribbon there. Obviously, this is green and yellow. This is also the number 6, right? Easter. So St. Patrick's Day, right? So that's easy because I'm mostly using ribbon by color or by theme. This is a great way to store it in the, all my themes back in my theme ribbon box, or by color. If you are a ribbon junkie and you have tons of ribbon, the best storage is one of those under the bed totes. Hopefully you have a bed you can put it under, because they're like flat ones, and then create dividers. And you can do that just by using, strips of cardboard in there, but do the same thing. Rainbow themes, just like the 4-section system, just like everything else is organized. So if you're looking for Christmas ribbon or red ribbon or whatever, it's going to be neatly organized in there so you can pull it out and put it away easily. But so if you're a big ribbon junkie, an under the bed flat storage is perfect, especially if you have a bed that you can put it under, because you'll be able to see everything. You can get it out and put it away easily. If you can't do under the beds, another bin type storage that's big, right, that can go on a shelf or whatever storage space you have. If you're a ribbon junkie, I mean, they just take up ribbon just takes up a lot of space. My tip to you is, whether you're using Edna bags or Merle bags or some under the bed, stick with the 4-section system. So you've got themes and sentiments, not a lot of that in ribbon, but there is birthday ribbon, that type of thing. Obviously I have basketball, golf, I have a bunch of sports theme ribbon, and then holiday, and then the rainbow. So you can find it easily, so it stays in your brain the same way as everything else.
Okay, back to the Stampin' Up cases. They are 7.5 by 5.5 by 1/2 inch wide. And Barb said she based it off a DVD case and tested one of my SU cases fits in Katie and Kirsten.
Katie and Kirsten, well, and probably Kirsten for sure. You could put, if they're 7.5, you could probably get, yeah. My little glasses on here. Yeah, you could probably get them this, lined up this way in Kirsten. And if they're a 1/2 inch deep, Kirsten is 9 inches, right? So you could get 18 of them, little 9.5. You could get 18 in a Kirsten Buddy Bag, which might be a good solution, especially because you could store it this way. And so you could see if they were labeled on the end, you could, see through the Kirsten bag, all of the, whatever the labels say on it. So Kirsten might be a good solution. Thank you, Barb, for that. Very nice. All right. I forgot to mention earlier, the only way that you can win the $25 gift certificate is to comment so that your name gets into the feed, because in just a few minutes, yes, Leanne is going to pull a name out of the feed, whatever she calls it, to choose a winner for the $25 gift certificate. So if you haven't had a chance to comment or ask a question, now is the time to do it so that you can be potentially a winner. Okay. Lois Foster says, what do you use the 8-drawer bag for? The 8-drawer bag was designed specifically for holding small ink pads. So whether it's the round ink dots, this little square pads that are inch by inch, these are Stamps of Life, Pink Fresh, Distress ink, even the archival inks, which are a little bit longer, a little bit more rectangle, they fit in there as well. So the 8-drawer was designed for controlling all of those little small ink pads. Linda says, is the CC heat gun the only one that will fit in the embossing station? No. Every heat gun I've tried actually fits in the embossing station because it comes with this little reducer ring. So if your heat gun is too small, you can put the reducer ring on and it will, or in this situation, it's keeping the heat way away from whatever's on the bottom, right? So, but if your heat gun is smaller, you can use the reducer ring and it will hold that up. But without exception, everyone I've tried fits in here. Some of them have the little wire stand on them. I take the wire stand off. That might interrupt it going through the hole, I guess, too. I just don't use it. And then this end piece is designed for, so that you, this is probably still wet because I never turned it on, so that you can actually wrap the cord around while it's in storage and then pull it out this way to plug it into the wall and keep everything nice and neat and tidy. But this little white ring, the reducer ring, is going to come with it. So if your thing is thin, you can still use it for that. But I have not run into one that was too big or too small for the embossing station, personal. And I probably have 6 of them. I mean, I have a lot of them over there. So it should fit most. If somebody out there has one that doesn't fit in their embossing station, let me know so I can be aware of that.
I have a question.
Okay.
Somebody wants to know, are there any more of the defective toolboxes available? I would love to have more. And when are the good ones going to be released? Defective toolboxes.
Yes, there are some left. I don't know that we're going to release them. That's not really my, I'll ask about them again. I did ask about them last week. I said, hey, flawed but fabulous, right? So we'll see if I can push that. But right now I'm getting some pushback on releasing defective merchandise. But my thinking is, and tell me if you agree or disagree, I'll tell you what the thinking is on both sides. So my thinking is, if we tell you in advance, the reason you're getting this product at a great price is because it's flawed, and this is how it's flawed. It still works, but it's not perfect, right? It's not, it's not top quality. And then you have an opportunity to say, no, I don't want something that's flawed, even though it's less expensive. I'm going to wait for the finished one, but right, in advance. So that's my, like one side of the thing. And the other side of it is, do we want a product out in the marketplace that's not a good quality? So somebody else might see it and not know that you got it at the Flawed But Fabulous sale. And they would be like, this is junk. It doesn't work properly. The zipper doesn't close right. And then it has our name on it. And people think, oh, they make bad product. So it's kind of this weird thing in between, but I will bring it back up. I love the idea of you guys getting something. It still works. It's not perfect, at a really great price. And the people who have gotten them love them. So that's also, and we do have them. And otherwise they're going to end up in the landfill.
We need to get a Flawed But Fabulous label put on it.
Yes, that's what we need to do. We need a sticker that says Flawed But Fabulous.
Like
FBF, Flawed But Fab.
This is not our.
You're right. This is not our normal thing. I'm on it though. Joan Velasco says, I have 4 Monica bags. What tote would they fit in, please? 4 Monica bags are going to fit in, well, they're definitely going to fit in your, Susie, would you grab that Nancy tote that's on the floor by my desk right there? I just used my Nancy tote yesterday. It still has things in it. So let me see. I bet you could get your 4 Monicas in a Nancy tote. Pull out my things. Hey, speaking of that, let's see. I don't have 4 Monicas up here, but I do have a bunch of Irenes. I think that they're the same.
Susan Dodd says, I need that sticker for my forehead. Flawed But Fabulous.
I love it. Yes, aren't we all, right? Okay, so.
Barb said you can send a bunch of flawed ones to her. She doesn't have a problem with it.
Right, as long as you know, as long as we tell you in advance what you're getting. So I think that you could pack 4 Monicas, because I'm packing Irenes, which are a little bit bigger, right? So this is the Nancy tote, and I've got 4 Irenes in there. Now, I don't know what's in your Monica. 3. This is a Monica. So here's the size difference, I guess. Little thinner, little taller with what I have in here, but probably the Nancy tote. I feel like that would probably work, again, depending on what you have in there. Maybe you could enlighten me about that. But the other thing, I know some of you, we have a whole group from Australia. If any of you are watching, my mother and I are headed over there next January. So mark your calendars. No Tuesday Live. I'll be gone. And we want to see real things. Like, we're not, I mean, obviously Sydney is cool and Melbourne and all that. But if you have been or live in Australia and you know some great places to visit that are not your typical tourist spot, please do post that up and share that with me, because we are looking for all the great places and things to see and do when we are there. So
I only get to go to Sydney.
Susie's headed that direction also, but she's going to some other places and just making a little stop in Sydney. But if there's something amazing in Sydney, please let us know as well. Susie is a foodie, so if there's some amazing restaurant in Sydney that only the locals know about, that is going to be for her.
Share.
She does want you to share that. Okay. Also, I just wanted to comment on 2 things that just popped up on Facebook quickly this morning. I didn't have a chance to really look through everything that was going on. Cindy Sutherland, your room looks amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Your scrap rack looks beautiful. It's picture perfect. So thanks for posting up that picture. And also Barb Carlson has put up a post, the unofficial Get Organized Challenge week 1 homework and reminder is up today on Facebook too. So if you are wanting to do a Get Organized Challenge for the summer, Barb is hosting the unofficial Get Organized Challenge, which is heavily endorsed, even though she calls it unofficial. And so that is up on the Get Organized with Totally Tiffany Facebook page as well.
Okay, hang on a second. This is a good one, and you always say this. But, Tiffany, Ramona Mendez, it says, Tiffany, I love all your products, but is it possible to start labeling your bags because I forget what are their names to buy more?
So bag labeling, something that comes up all the time. I don't know why we can't get it done, but what I recommend, of course, I don't have one sitting right here in front of me. If you, oh, I know, right? I just saw them. Oh, Brandy.
There you go. Yep.
You see it? This one?
And the middle one.
So this is the name tag off the package. So whenever I just want to strongly encourage all of you, when you get your new buddy bags, cut the name off the package and just put it in. So this is in between the liner box and the bag. You can put it on the bottom if you don't want to see it all the time. There's another one. And then when you, exactly what she's saying, I can't remember who they are, then you know which girl is which, because it is hard when you go online and you think, oh, 4x6, oh, that could be Monica or it could be Irene, or Shelly and Teresa are very similar. So having their name in there makes it really, really helpful for you to find it. Also, there is a printable product grid of all the buddy bags, which is also helpful to print and keep. I don't know if you use a scrap rack, you can 3-hole punch it and put it in the front of your scrap rack. And that gives you like all the dimensions and best uses for the bags as well. So that makes it really easy to kind of scan that list and go, oh, I need something for washi tape, or I need something for, you know, adhesive, whatever it is, because that list will give you kind of a quick reference.
Someone's asking, do you have a logo list with the names so we can print it out and cut them out if they've already disposed of the packaging?
I don't, but that would be fun. In the meantime, I guess you could just make a name. Well,
somebody else said they use a label maker.
Yeah, you could use a label maker. This is left over from when we used to do trade shows. So if you have some name tags around that say, hello, my name is, left over from some event, you could write their name and put it on there too, which was all kind of fun. That's how long this bag has been around, I think. I mean, I haven't been in a trade show in 4 or 5 years, I guess. So, yeah. All right, perfect. Okay.
All right, it's like almost 10.
It's almost 10. Okay, I have a couple of quick questions. I'm going to get through them really quickly. What slide stash and store containers do you use for the ribbon buddy bags on your shelf? The number 6. So that's the Big Bertha. And then that is, you can either use Merle or Edna for ribbon, and that will fit in there. And I also wanted to say today on Tuesday Live, those of you who know, my birthday was last week. Thank you so much for all the amazing birthday wishes that you guys posted up on Facebook. It was really fun to read those. And I appreciate all of you and your kind words and your encouragement and your inspiration. So thank you so much for all the birthday wishes last week that came in via Facebook. All right, I think it's time to announce the winner. Let me put on my glasses. Did I miss anything here? Oh, Denise Silman. I have a lot of Stampin' Up! Dies that have put in 3 Katie bags. Would the dies do better in a fab file? If so, which one? I travel once or twice a year. Probably not. I mean, unless you wanted to change configuration and you could go with a 5x7, but you can take your Katie bags with you. So no, I just leave them there. Yeah, I'll leave them. I'll leave them where they are. Okay, drum roll. This week's winner, Leslie Knight Miller. You are the winner of $25 Totally Tiffany shopping spree gift certificate. If you're not already a member of Club Inspire, please join Club Inspire and then email prizes with an S at crafterscompanion.com, prizes at crafterscompanion.com, and let them know that you are the winner and that you do have a Club Inspire account, and they will put that $25 to your Club Inspire account so you can shop away. All right, my crafty friends. I think that's everything on my list today. Remember The Tuesday Tribe category is now on the website. So the little things that I talk about that are on special, you can just click there and see them. This week we have the number 6 slide stash and store, the embossing station, the magnetic strips for sticking around your room, and the die stamp and supply organizer, old dog, old product, new tricks. Great for holding all those little hand tools right on your desktop. What are you laughing at, Susie?
Oh my God, Susan Phillips. No, please don't label the buddy bags. I use them everywhere, and my husband isn't interested in having girls' names splattered all over the garage, bathroom, kitchen, etc.
All right.
It's not a big deal to cut the names out.
Okay. She says, don't put girls' names on them because her husband won't like them all over the house, which is funny because my husband is like that also. Like he would not, now that you mention it, if that was all over his garage.
Loves the buddy bags, but yeah.
Yeah. And he has them all over the camper also, and he would not like that either. So maybe we will just stick to cutting out the names and putting them there. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I will see all of you. Well, hopefully I'll see lots of you on the 8th at Paper Crafters Workshop for that show and presentation. And the rest of you I will see next Tuesday for Tuesday Live. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your week.